What's a job that is way harder than it looks? Anything involving design, illustration, or any other medium. People don't just magically lift up a pencil or something and make art. There's actually a real science to it with general rules to follow to make something satisfying. It is extremely easy to spend hours messing around with the tiniest proportions, perspective, color, placements, etc. before you feel somewhat satisfied. Then, oftentimes, you'll come back to your piece hours later and find that what you thought looked good earlier in the day has noticeable flaws or things you could have done better, so then you go back to the drawing board and toil all over again over the same details in hopes that it will look better. Also, forgot to mention, one of the things that make it harder are dealing with people who oftentimes have the mindset that art and design is something easy or something that anyone can do, so sometimes you will find yourself trying to explain to someone why neon yellow doesn't quite go with pastel blue, or why something in high detail is going to take more than a couple to draw if they want it to look like a photograph. I'm not saying that art and design is on the same level as brain surgery or figuring out the math to do a mission to Mars, but it's just really annoying sometimes when some people don't realize that an artist or designer will put the same amount of effort and thought into a piece that a programmer would put into writing code. Although they may be polar opposites career-wise, you wouldn't tell a programmer how to write code for an airplane navigation system, so why is fine to tell an artist or designer how to do their work? You hired them to make you something, and chances are they will ask for your opinion when they want your opinion. Otherwise, you'll just annoy them greatly if you start trying to direct them after the first couple pencil strokes. Being a receptionist at a busy workplace. I used to work as one in a nursing home in a rough city, and it's not just sitting behind the desk occasionally answering the phone when it rings. The phone rang constantly, and it seemed like 3 people always seemed to plan on calling at the same time. It was hard keeping up with demanding family members, medical staff, and patients who needed this or that from you while you answered phones and did whatever else you were told to do. I was expected to act as security too, so if a family member wasn't welcomed, I had to deal with it. Some people were super nice and the others were dismissive, unpleasant, and rude. I got yelled at quite a lot and harassed by so many people. My boss always made sure to squeeze every $/HR out of me at the time, and then added more responsibilities / promoted without a raise in pay. Seriously, I hope no one thinks all receptionists get paid well and don't do anything all day. Streaming. I started doing it about 6 months ago, thinking I'll play video games and crack a joke now and again then make money. I was so wrong. The first month I had no one watch my stream, so for 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, I was playing a game by myself online. After that people started dropping in and hanging out while I played and it got fun. After a bit longer, most of my day was based around streaming. 6 to 8 hours streaming a game. Am I playing a game I played before or a new one? I'm playing a new game? Gotta make an intro and outro video to go along with it. Gotta read up on the game and its history so I have something to talk about during the stream. Open up a bunch of news articles on my laptop just in case someone says something about them in the chat, then I have more things to talk about so I don't have dead air time during the stream. My roommate gives me crap about me staying home and streaming, but she never sees how much work I put into it. She comes home and sees me playing a game while chatting with people. Thankfully, I don't really need to work, or else I wouldn't be trying to make a living off of streaming. Lifeguarding. If you're at a small pool it can be easy, but if you're at a beach, large pool, or water park it can be extremely stressful trying to watch 100 or more people at a time knowing that you are responsible for their lives. I'm from a family of dairy farmers. Worst job ever. Want a vacation? Too bad, cows have to be milked. Christmas? Whatever, go milk the cows. Feeling sick? Suck it up, buttercup, cows have to be milked. 2 times a day, every day, 365 days a year. No weather breaks, no holidays, nothing but milk, clean, milk, clean. Every day is a new opportunity for everything to go wrong. Didn't sell yesterday's milk? That sucks because the tanks can only hold 3 days and cow's hair making milk right now. Failed to clean up correctly? You just destroyed all the milk in the tanks and the tanks have to be cleaned and it has to be done now because the cows are making milk. Yeah, dairy farming sucks. Tech support. It's so difficult to be polite to people who are raging and swearing at you. And also difficult to be patient with people who act like they know what they're doing, when obviously if they did, they wouldn't need to call you. And you have to refrain from laughing at certain callers. This probably applies to most customer service jobs. Being a social worker or psychologist. Firstly, the best people for the job are deeply empathetic and privy to the many problems faced in the human condition. Second, they use that empathy and attuned nature to listen, deconstruct, and collaborate with deeply troubled people to help make their lives more livable. The job tugs at everything in your being, every day. My hardest job ever was sales. I really need to be good at my job, and when I was in sales it's tough to be good at cold calling people who just don't want to speak to you. People would berate me or insult me or ask me why I'm working that terrible job and really, all you need to say is I am not interested. And I'm out. I'll apologize and hang up. But I had people cursing my family name. So I'm reporting no sales and getting chewed out all day making cold calls and half of the people don't even pick up. It's like if you have a golden retriever and throw a ball, but you find the ball first and destroy it. That dog needs to find that ball or he's going to get anxiety. I couldn't do well at my job and I got legitimately anxious thinking about going to work. It was awful. I'm still in sales, I just outside sales and make calls on people in person and wow, it's great. I love it. I am speaking as a teacher, so I probably quite biased. But teaching is one of the hardest jobs in the world. People think we work half day and then we have holidays and everything is just easy. To be honest, I am not coping with this career. Full-time business owner. You're in full responsibility for everything, you have no guaranteed money whatsoever and you need to handle retirement and insurance yourself. You need to be not only somewhat expertised in your market and have something unique to offer, you also need very good management, social, marketing and sales skills and know a decent amount about finance and the economy. Aside from that, there's also a certain risk involved, especially when you just start out. If you want to guarantee success, you probably need to give up a large part of your free time and social life for several years. But it's not only the hardest job, it's also the job with by far the most potential for success and arguably the most rewarding.